beyond the veil of history, where ancient stones breathe forgotten sorrow, lies a realm untouched by time. Whispers of the tormented and echoes of the tragic linger in the very air. Do you dare to venture into the shadows across the mist-shrouded landscapes of the United Kingdom? From crumbling castles to forgotten rectories, spirits yearn to tell their chilling tales. Prepare yourself, for we delve into the darkest corners, where the departed refuse to rest. This is not just history, it's a haunting invitation. 15. Dalhousie Castle, Scotland hidden amidst the verdant lands of Scotland. Dalhousie Castle stands tall, an ancient witness to centuries of history. But it is the persistent whispers of a solitary grey lady that truly haunt its venerable halls. As Scotland's oldest continuously inhabited castle, Dalhousie has seen countless lives come and go. Yet one soul remains tethered to its ancient stones, Lady Catherine, once a beloved resident, whose heart was broken within these very walls. Her spirit, forever clad in a sweeping grey gown, is said to wander the corridors, a perpetual mourner of a sorrow long past. Visitors often catch glimpses of a fleeting shadow in their peripheral vision, particularly in the older wings and the castle kitchen, a spectral figure that dissolves before it can be fully perceived. The air in these areas can suddenly drop to an unnatural chill, a subtle touch of unease settling upon those who trespass on her eternal vigil. In the quiet of the night, when the castle's ancient timbers creak and the wind sighs through narrow arrow slits, one might hear the faint rustle of a silk skirt, the distant bonnour, a melancholic sigh that seems to echo from the very heart of the stone, or the gentle, almost imperceptible patter of footsteps on a deserted staircase, the faint scent of forgotten lavender, or simply the musty aroma of centuries-old stone, often accompanies these elusive encounters, deepening the sense of historical melancholy. The Grey Lady of Dalhousie does not threaten, she merely lingers, a poignant emblem of a past that refuses to fade, forever an immortal part of the fortress she once called home. Her presence is a gentle, yet chilling, reminder that some love story, though tragic, transcend the boundaries of life and death, leaving an indelible mark. But some sorrows are not so gentle, woven into tales of forbidden love and untimely demise, haunting the very fabric of England's ancient manors. 14. Samlesbury Hall, England in the heart of Lancashire. Samlesbury Hall stands as a magnificent testament to ancient architecture, yet its beauty is tragically interwoven with a tale of forbidden love and the eternal spectre of the White Lady. This splendid timber-framed manor, steeped in centuries of history, has long been haunted by the sorrowful spirit of Lady Dorothy Southworth. A devout Catholic, Dorothy fell deeply in love with a Protestant nobleman, a union strictly forbidden by her powerful family during a time of intense religious strife. Their clandestine romance was ultimately discovered, leading to the brutal murder of her beloved and, shortly thereafter, Lady Dorothy's own tragic demise from a broken heart, her restless spirit and forever adorned in the white dress she wore on the night of her despair, is said to roam the very halls where her dreams were shattered. Visitors and staff have recounted countless encounters with her translucent figure, a luminous, ethereal presence often seen drifting near the small chapel or ascending the grand, creaking staircase. Her appearances are frequently accompanied by an overwhelming wave of profound sadness, a palpable sense of loss that settles upon the entire space, chilling the air to its very core. In the quiet of the night, a faint, melancholic sigh might echo through a deserted chamber, or the almost inaudible sound of weeping might drift on the night air. a phantom whisper of eternal grief. The long psalm, shadowy corridors, and antique bedrooms often feel heavy with her unseen sorrow. On moonlit evenings, her spectral form has been witnessed gliding through the ancient house, her face a mask of eternal despair, forever caught in a loop of her tragic past. Lady Dorothy's heartache remains etched into the very fabric of Samlesbury, a chilling reminder that some forbidden loves refuse to be silenced by death, condemned instead to an eternal restless vigil within the ancient walls of her sorrow. But some spectral returns are far more dramatic, announcing their presence with the thunder of hooves and the chilling absence of a head. A morbid annual pilgrimage. 13. Blickling Hall, England. Each year, as twilight bleeds into the night on a specific, some sorrowful anniversary, a chilling sound reverberates through the tranquil Norfolk countryside, heralding the spectral return of a headless spirit, Queen Anne Boleyn, bound to her childhood home of Blickling Hall. This magnificent Jacobean estate, with its stately red brick facade and sprawling ancient grounds, was once the cherished childhood abode of Anne Boleyn before she captivated King Henry VIII and ascended to the throne, only to meet a gruesome end on the scaffold. It is said that on the 19th of May, the precise anniversary of her brutal execution, the ill-fated queen undertakes a macabre pilgrimage. From the Tower of London, a phantom coach, drawn by 6 black, headless horses, thunders across the landscape. Within, Anne's own headless form sits erect, her severed head cradled tragically in her lap. As she makes her annual silent journey to the very grounds where her life began, those who have borne witness describe an initial, profound chill that settles upon the air, often preceding a distant, rhythmic thudding. This faint sound steadily escalates into the thunderous gallop of unseen hooves, followed by the ancient creak and rattle of a phantom carriage, its ghostly passage cutting through the silence of the night like a blade. Though fleeting, the spectral vision of the coach and its regal, yet gruesome passenger leaves an indelible mark of dread and profound sorrow. The atmosphere grows heavy, thick with the melancholic echo of a queen scorned, trapped in an eternal loop of her ultimate betrayal. Her silent procession is a stark reminder that even royal power cannot escape the haunting repercussions of a tragic fate. Her annual macabre tableau is more than just a ghost story. It is a chilling, visceral testament to the enduring brutality of history, forever replaying her torment each time her death day dawns upon Blickling's ancient grounds. But at other ancient ruins, not one, but 2 despairing female spirits whisper tales of their own unending agony and fatal deception, eternally bound to their crumbling stone prison. 12. Barry Pomeroy Castle, England. Amidst the verdant, rolling hills of Devon, the skeletal remains of Barry Pomeroy Castle stand as a stark monument to ancient tragedy, its crumbling walls not merely echoing history, but actively harboring the undying laments of not one, but 2 despairing female spirits, each bound by a tale of agony and fatal deception. This once magnificent stronghold, now a picturesque ruin, is notorious for the tormented White Lady, believed to be Lady Margaret Pomeroy, starved to death in the castle's bleakest dungeon by her jealous sister, Eleanor. Her spectral presence is a chilling manifestation of eternal despair. Visitors often report an overwhelming sense of cold, profound sadness, and faint or mournful cries emanating from the lower levels, as if her starvation and suffering continue to gnaw at the very fabric of the ruin. More unsettling still is the Blue Lady, a captivating yet malevolent entity said to be the ghost of a daughter of a Norman lord. She is believed to be a seductress, her ethereal form sometimes glimpsed as a faint blue glow, luring unsuspecting visitors into treacherous parts of the ruins, whispering promises that lead only to disorientation and danger, perhaps even death. Those who feel her presence describe a sudden, alluring pull, a soft, almost hypnotic whisper, urging them deeper into the castle's most perilous corners. The very air around her is said to thicken with a palpable sense of quiet menace, a beautiful facade concealing deadly intent. Between the haunting wails of the White Lady and the insidious whispers of the Blue Lady, the desolate ruins of Barry Pomeroy become a stage for ceaseless torment and subtle, chilling threat. Even now, these two spectral residents remain, forever entwined with the castle's stone, a macabre warning of bidirectional suffering and deception that refuses to fade. Yet, even in the most revered and stately strongholds of the monarchy, ancient power cannot always keep the veil between worlds intact, as evidenced by the regal, yet lingering presences within England's most iconic royal residence. 11. Windsor Castle. England beneath the magnificent facade and solemn grandeur of a royal fortress. Windsor Castle conceals a darker secret, where the spectral echoes of past monarchs still cling to their ancient thrones. One of the world's oldest inhabited castles, its stately halls and opulent chambers are not merely preserved in history, but actively traversed by the ethereal forms of kings and queens who refuse to truly depart. Among the most prominent is the melancholic figure of King George III, often heard in the royal library. His faint, almost apologetic whispers and soft coughs disrupting the quiet scholarly air, as if forever poring over ancient texts, burdened by his earthly sorrows. More strikingly, Queen Elizabeth III, formidable even in death, is said to sweep through the castle's long corridors. Particularly near the royal library, her regal presence marked by a sudden, aristocratic scent of lavender and a chilling draft that follows her stately stride. Guards and staff have reported glimpses of her tall, imposing shadow, or the feeling of an unwavering gaze from the corner of an eye. Beyond these crowned heads, unseen footsteps echo on stone floors. Inexplicable cold spots linger in empty rooms, and the faint rustle of unseen garments suggests a royal court that still holds its midnight sessions. Though these presences are often subtle, they are persistent, a constant reminder that even absolute power cannot sever the unbreakable ties to one's earthly domain. Yet, some bonds are forged not by noble lineage, but by desperate gambles with the infernal, forever trapping souls within ancient stone. 10. Glamis Castle. Scotland. Glamis Castle in Scotland, a magnificent Gothic edifice rising majestically from the Angus countryside, is renowned not only for its breathtaking beauty but also for chilling whispers of a cursed earl, forever trapped in an infernal game of cards with the devil himself. This formidable fortress, steeped in over 600 years of Scottish history, has been witness to royal intrigue, bloody feuds, and countless tragedies, making it a hotbed of paranormal activity. Yet none of its spectral residents capture the imagination quite like Earl Beardy, the infamous Earl of Crawford. The legend tells of a cold, stormy Sabbath night when the Earl, frustrated by the lack of company, declared he would play cards with the devil himself if no man would join him. His impious wish was granted. A mysterious stranger appeared, and the Earl, along with his companions, was condemned to play cards in a secret, inaccessible room for all eternity. Visitors and staff alike have reported faint, guttural growls and low, tormented moans emanating from a hidden chamber within the castle's ancient walls, a spectral echo of the Earl's unending, hellish game. An inexplicable, crushing sense of dread often descends upon those who venture near the suspected area. A heavy, oppressive presence that chills one to the bone, leaving a lingering, unshakable fear, occasionally a faint, acrid scent, reminiscent of sulfur, is said to waft through the air, a chilling signature of the demonic presence. Dark, winding corridors seem to stretch into infinity, whispering secrets of centuries past, enhancing the macabre feeling of a game that transcends time and space. Deep within Glamis's formidable stone walls, Earl Beardy continues his fated hand, an eerie testament to ancient curses that refuse to be broken, forever playing out his eternal damnation. But some places hold on to the past not just with curses, but with the haunting echoes of childhood innocence violently lost. In Chillingham Castle, England hailed as one of England's most terrifyingly haunted castles. Chillingham Castle is not merely an ancient edifice, but an eternal stage for the cries of lost children and spectral figures gliding through the gloom. Nestled deep in Northumberland, this formidable fortress boasts a history steeped in brutality, torture, and death, making it a chilling nexus of paranormal activity. Among its many restless inhabitants, two stand out: the ethereal blue boy of the Pink Room and the melancholic gray lady who glides through its endless corridors. The tale of the blue boy is particularly heart-wrenching. Visitors to the Pink Room often report a sudden, piercing chill, followed by the faint, agonizing wails of a child, as if trapped within the very walls. A flickering, ethereal blue light has been seen pulsating above the bed, a spectral manifestation believed to be the boy, walled up alive during a brutal past. Elsewhere, the gray lady drifts through the cold, stone-flagged passageways, her presence often announced by a subtle rustle of unseen robes or the lightest of footsteps that vanish into silence. Guests speak of an undeniable sensation of being profoundly watched, a pervasive unease that clings to them long after they have left her supposed domain. The castle's time-worn chambers and dark corners seem to amplify every distant whisper, every unidentifiable sound, enhancing the creeping dread. At Chillingham, these unquiet souls linger, a chilling reminder that some wounds of the past never truly heal, and that the echoes of suffering remain forever etched into the very fabric of the building, tormenting those who dare to enter. Yet some spectral tales unfold not within the fully formed grandeur of ancient strongholds, but amidst the haunting silence of structures left eerily incomplete, where the very stones seem to whisper untold secrets. 8. Woodchester Mansion, England. Amidst the dense, ancient woodlands of Gloucestershire, Woodchester Mansion stands like a colossal stone skeleton, an unfinished Gothic masterpiece where its profound silence is perpetually shattered by disembodied voices and fleeting shadows. This architectural enigma, abandoned halfway through its construction in the late 19th century, never saw a single occupant, yet it pulses with a chilling vitality, a magnet for the unexplained and truly terrifying. Visitors and paranormal investigators alike consistently report a palpable sense of oppression upon entering its cold, empty halls. The mansion, lacking floors and ceilings in many areas, allows the wind to howl through unglazed window frames, creating an eerie, mournful symphony that blends with far more sinister sounds. Whispers, often just beyond the threshold of hearing, seem to slither from the very stones. Footsteps, heavy and deliberate, echo on non-existent upper floors, while mysterious knocks emanate from empty rooms. Many have witnessed dark, fleeting figures darting across their peripheral vision, or blurred forms appearing and disappearing in the vast, open spaces where grand staircases were meant to rise. The cold in Woodchester is not merely the absence of heat, it is an icy, penetrating presence, often localized to specific spots, accompanied by the unnerving sensation of being intensely watched, or even a subtle, disembodied push from behind. Woodchester Mansion is a living testament that not all structures need completion to harbor a curse. Its hollow shell remains a dark stage where malevolent forces and restless spirits continue their haunting narrative, forever awaiting those brave or foolish enough to wander into its unfinished, eternal grasp. But while some entities remain bound to terrestrial ruins, others find their haunting grounds deep beneath the bustling streets of ancient cities, where the very earth holds secrets of despair and the touch of unseen hands is a terrifying reality. You do 7. Edinburgh Vaults. Scotland, beneath the bustling, ancient streets of Edinburgh lies a subterranean world of suffocating darkness and despair. The legendary Edinburgh Vaults, once a desperate refuge for the city's poorest, sickest, and most desperate. These dank, forgotten chambers now serve as a chilling gateway to the spectral, where unseen hands might pull you into the abyss. The story of the Edinburgh Vaults is one steeped in human misery. Built into the arches of the South Bridge in the late 18th century, these vaults were initially used as storage and workshops. However, poor construction led to dampness and eventual abandonment by merchants. Soon, they became a squalid slum, housing the destitute, criminals, and those who sought to hide from the light. Disease, starvation, and violence were rampant, their echoes seemingly etched into the very stones. Today, venturing into the vaults is an exercise in escalating dread. The air is heavy, thick with the scent of damp earth, decay, and a faint, inexplicable musk that clings to your clothes. The oppressive darkness is absolute, punctuated only by the weak beam of a flashlight, which often seems to be swallowed by the deeper shadows. Visitors frequently report flashes of dark, indistinct figures flitting at the edges of their vision, quick movements that vanish as soon as you turn your head. But it is the physical sensations that truly terrify. A sudden, localized cold spot can envelop you, often accompanied by the unnerving feeling of being watched, or a distinct, disembodied shove from behind. Many have recounted the horrifying experience of their clothes being tugged by an unseen hand, a chilling reminder of the desperate souls still trapped within. Whispers, almost imperceptible, seem to emanate from the very walls, sometimes accompanied by phantom coughs or even faint, maniacal giggles that echo from nowhere. Some have even felt an inexplicable sensation of suffocation, as if the walls themselves are pressing in. The Edinburgh Vaults are more than just a historical relic. They are a living tomb, a portal where forgotten spirits linger, eager to make their presence known, and perhaps to pull the living into their eternal despair. While some ghosts are bound beneath the earth, others guard grand, imposing structures, their heavy footsteps a constant, unsettling reminder of a duty unfulfilled. 6. Margam Castle, Wales. The majestic beauty of Margam Castle in Wales, with its ornate Gothic towers piercing the Welsh sky, belies a chilling, forgotten tragedy. Here, within these grand ancient walls, the heavy, deliberate footsteps of a murdered gamekeeper, Robert Scott, still echo, ceaselessly patrolling his former domain, forever seeking justice or simply clinging to what was once his. Margam Castle, a sprawling Victorian mansion built on the site of an earlier abbey, holds centuries of history. But it is the haunting tale of Robert Scott that truly defines its spectral reputation. Scott, a loyal gamekeeper, met a brutal, untimely end within the castle grounds in the early 20th century. His violent death, never fully resolved, is said to have anchored his anguished spirit to the very place he served in life, destined to roam its halls in an endless, spectral vigil. Visitors and staff alike frequently report the unmistakable sound of heavy, deliberate footsteps trudging along the grand main staircase, often when no living soul is present. These aren't the light, fleeting sounds of a disembodied presence. They are solid, resonant thuds, as if a man in heavy boots is ascending or descending, a constant yet unnerving rhythm in the silent castle. Beyond the auditory, a distinct sense of being watched often permeates the air, particularly in the long, deserted corridors. An icy draft might suddenly caress the back of your neck, even on a warm day, a tangible sign of an unseen presence. Occasionally, a quick, dark shadow is seen flitting at the very edge of vision, an ephemeral glimpse of Robert Scott still on patrol, his face obscured by the veil of death. The Gothic grandeur of the castle, with its soaring ceilings and ancient stone, creates a profound contrast with the pervasive unease. The silence, unbroken only by the wind or the distant call of birds, makes Robert's phantom footsteps all the more jarring. A stark reminder that beauty and tragedy often intertwine in the most chilling ways. Robert Scott remains Margam's eternal guardian, a soul imprisoned in the familiar halls and grounds of his earthly service. His ceaseless patrol is a chilling reminder that some deaths are so profound, so unjust, that even the grave cannot offer true rest. And while some spirits are bound to grand estates, others spread their terror across entire communities, making an entire village their haunted domain. 5. Pluckley Village, Kent, England. Welcome to Pluckley Village in Kent, officially recognized by the Guinness Book of Records as England's most haunted village. Here, every ancient lane, every quiet corner whispers a chilling tale, and at least 12 distinct souls, each bound by tragedy or dark deed, patiently await their next encounter. It's not just a single building. It's an entire community steeped in spectral presence, where the veil between worlds seems perilously thin, enveloping visitors in a pervasive, inescapable dread. Among its countless spectral residents, the most infamous include the Screaming Man, a brickworker believed to have fallen to his death in the old clay pit, whose sudden, true blood-curdling cries pierce the night air near Pinnock Bridge. Then there is the elusive Highwayman, shot through the heart and pinned to an oak tree, whose ghostly presence, complete with the distant thud of horse hooves and the eerie report of a flintlock pistol, still ambushes unsuspecting travelers on Dickey-Buss's Lane. In the ancient churchyard, the melancholic Red Lady, Lady Darings, is said to wander in search of her infant's lost grave, her sorrowful cries echoing amidst the crumbling tombstones. Visitors frequently report sudden, inexplicable drops in temperature, the distinct sensation of being watched from unseen eyes, or even the chilling brush of an invisible hand against their skin, a testament to the myriad presences that cling to this place. Pluckley is more than a village. It is a living tapestry woven with threads of eternal horror, where the ancient winding roads and the shadowed architecture breathe with forgotten sorrows. The quiet beauty of the Kent countryside belies the relentless, overlapping hauntings, creating an atmosphere of constant, unsettling vigilance. One is never truly alone here. The air itself feels thick with lingering energies, making every rustle in the leaves or creak of an old timber a potential prelude to a spectral revelation. This village truly is a permanent exhibition of the spectral, where the stories never truly end, and the restless spirits are forever woven into the very fabric of its existence. From a village where ghosts walk among the living, we journey to a place where history's most brutal acts have left an indelible stain, forever imprisoning the souls of the betrayed within its stone walls. 4. Tower of London. London, England. Within the very heart of London, the colossal Tower of London stands as a magnificent historical monument. Yet it is also a notorious prison, a silent witness to centuries of bloodshed and despair, where the desperate cries of its executed souls still echo, forever trapped within its cold, ancient stone walls. The air here is heavy, thick with centuries of sorrow and injustice, a chilling cocktail of despair and forgotten rage that clings to every damp stone. Among its most famous spectral inhabitants is the tragic figure of Queen Anne Boleyn, often seen gliding with a regal, yet mournful, headless presence through the Chapel Royal of St. Peter ad Vincula or near the Bloody Tower. Her spectral procession, sometimes accompanied by a faint, sorrowful whisper, is a stark reminder of royal betrayal and brutal execution. In the foreboding White Tower, visitors report the unnerving sensation of small, spectral figures, the lost princes in the tower, their faint giggles or cries sometimes heard from the darkened recesses, followed by a sudden, inexplicable drop in temperature or the chilling brush of an unseen child's hand. Beyond these royal specters, the tower is a labyrinth of perpetual torment. Guards and visitors alike have reported heavy footsteps on empty staircases, the phantom clanging of unseen keys, and the distinct, oppressive feeling of being constantly watched, or even physically pushed, in areas where prisoners met their grim fate. The pervasive scent of old iron and damp stone only amplifies the profound sense of sorrow and confinement that permeates every corner. These walls, soaked in royal blood and countless untold tragedies, offer no solace, only an eternal, spectral reminder that some histories are too brutal to ever truly rest. From this bastion of profound historical horror, we delve deeper into an even more ancient and insidious terror, a place where the very ground is saturated with dark rituals and malevolent entities actively seek to torment the living. 3. Ancient Ram Inn. Wotton-under-Edge, Gloucestershire, England. Nestled amidst the tranquil Gloucestershire countryside, the ancient Ram Inn is no ordinary establishment. It is a gateway to ancient horrors, a place where malevolent entities reside, and cursed spirits physically assault those who dare to trespass. For centuries, whispers have clung to its weathered stones, tales of dark rituals, pagan sacrifices, and the chilling presence of witches and demons that have left an indelible stain on its very foundations. This ancient inn, believed to stand on a pagan burial ground and an intersecting ley line, is a nexus of supernatural energy, a living testament to a past steeped in unimaginable evil. Within its dilapidated walls, visitors often face direct, terrifying confrontation. Guests report being violently dragged from their beds, shoved by unseen hands, scratched, or even choked by invisible forces. The very air is heavy, thick with an oppressive dread that seeps into the bone, often accompanied by the acrid scent of sulfur or the sickening aroma of decaying flesh. A grim signature of demonic presence. The silence is frequently shattered by guttural growls from empty rooms, blood-curdling screams that echo from unknown depths, the frantic cries of children, and the violent crashing of unseen objects. Shadow figures, disturbingly clear in their malevolence, flicker at the edges of perception, their forms radiating pure, unadulterated hatred. Every creaking floorboard, every chilling draft, Every unsettling whisper in the ancient Ram Inn is a direct challenge to the sanity of those who enter. It is not merely a haunted building. It is a living entity, its ancient stones vibrating with an accumulated malevolence. A place where the barrier between our world and the demonic seems impossibly thin. The inn demands more than just a visit. It demands courage, offering a harrowing ordeal where the spirits do not merely observe, but actively seek to torment and possess. Leaving this ancient crucible of ritualistic evil, we turn our gaze to a horror of a different kind, a seemingly ordinary home where a singular monstrous poltergeist unleashed a reign of terror so profound it remains one of Europe's most violent and well-documented cases. 230 East Drive, Pontefract, West Yorkshire, England. In an ordinary residential street in Pontefract, Yorkshire, the unassuming house at 30 East Drive became the epicenter of an unprecedented horror, where the entity known as the Black Monk of Pontefract unleashed one of Europe's most violent poltergeist cases. For years, the Pritchard family endured a relentless barrage of supernatural assaults, transforming their suburban home into a living nightmare, a battleground between the mundane and the monstrous. Within the seemingly innocent walls, a malevolent presence, believed to be the spirit of a Cluniac monk hanged for sacrilege centuries ago, demonstrated terrifying power. Visitors and residents alike reported being violently thrown downstairs, slapped by unseen hands, scratched, choked, and even levitated. Objects would hurtle through rooms with destructive force. Refrigerators would move on their own, and furniture would be utterly annihilated. The air would shift dramatically, from an icy chill to an unbearable heat, often accompanied by a suffocating pressure. The house groaned with unearthly sounds, terrifying growls, blood-curdling screams, disembodied voices whispering threats, and the constant deafening crash of unseen objects shattering. Large, menacing shadow figures would appear abruptly, their forms radiating pure, malevolent energy, inflicting deep psychological trauma on all who witnessed them. The terror at 30 East Drive was not passive. It was an aggressive, persistent assault on body and mind, a stark reminder that some entities seek not just to haunt, but to utterly dominate and destroy. It stands as a chilling monument to the raw and untamed power of the supernatural, a place where evil truly walked. From this scene of chaotic poltergeist activity, we now journey to the very apex of fear. A sprawling edifice in Essex universally proclaimed the most haunted house in England, where decades of relentless, multifaceted activity redefined the boundaries of paranormal investigation. 1. Borley Rectory, Essex, England, stretching across the desolate landscape of Essex. Borley Rectory etched its name into history as the most haunted house in England, a terrestrial hell where the veil between worlds was all but non-existent, and the forces of shadow reigned supreme. For decades, this sprawling Victorian edifice became the focal point of relentless paranormal investigation, its very foundations steeped in a legacy of torment. Tales spoke of a spectral nun, heartbroken and forever roaming the overgrown gardens, a phantom coachman traversing the gloomy yard, and myriad other ghastly figures that defied explanation. Yet it was the sheer intensity and malevolence of the activity that truly set Borley apart. Witnesses described an unending barrage of poltergeist phenomena, heavy objects hurtling with furious force, furniture inexplicably torn to shreds, a constant, deafening cacophony of banging and shattering, and even spontaneous fires igniting in empty rooms. But the terror was far more insidious than mere disruption. Residents and investigators alike reported clear, undeniable physical attacks, being dragged from their beds, violently scratched by unseen claws, experiencing sensations of strangulation and suffering profound, prolonged psychological torment that bordered on madness. The air itself was often thick with a suffocating, oppressive dread, frequently tainted by the acrid stench of sulfur or decaying flesh, hallmarks of something truly demonic. Disembodied voices ranging from terrifying screams and wails to direct, threatening whispers echoed through the empty halls. Automatic writing appeared, scrawling chilling warnings and dark prophecies. Borley Rectory was not merely haunted, it was possessed, a living scar upon reality where multiple entities, some human, some overtly demonic, converged to inflict absolute horror. The boundaries of sanity blurred within its walls, and peace was an unknown concept. Borley Rectory was not merely haunted, it was an open wound on the fabric of reality, a horrifying reminder that some places can never be truly cleansed of the dark forces that cling to them, forever remaining the dominion of absolute terror. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this chilling journey, don't forget to like, comment with your favorite haunted location, and subscribe for more weekly videos from the shadows.